Everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethard Show podcast. It's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trash! And you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with this show.
We've always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
It's true.
This doesn't feel real.
Hello!
Live from my grandmother's basement, we are the Trash People. I'm Emily Pineapple.
And I'm Forrest, keeper of the cannon?
The cannon?
A cannon.
And welcome, everyone, to our quickie little episode of We Are Trash
classic
People.
little liquor.
Classic little liquor. I know a little liquor. You can't see him. He's right here, you guys. He's right here. Yeah, that's the guy. You're the guy. Yes, you are.
There we
Yes,
go.
you
This is the
are.
framing now. We're at a
Yes.
Dutch angle and my face is not in frame.
We got a dog on your shirt and this kitty cat. And this kitty cat, welcome, everyone. We are the show that talks about things in some way related to the wide world of Planet Scum.
We're also your home for on-the-fly camera adjustments after we've gone live.
That's very true. Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Premels.
Hi, Premels. Hi,
Hi, Mike.
the special guest from last night's, I should say, Mary Houlihan's painting
yes,
party. Mike.
which was
Which
amazing.
so great. I love
Mike,
your
you are
furnace.
stupid talented.
Yeah.
Like very talented. Not like stupid and talented, but like very
Yeah, no, you're
talented. Maybe he'll stay there.
the wickedly talented one and only single walk run.
Awesome. Welcome everyone to our show. Today, our little quickie episode. Why? Because Space Wizards is going to be on tonight.
That's right.
6 p.m. on Planet Scum Live, after which there will, in fact, be a post-show, and you're going to want to show up because someone very special is going to have some time. And that's right, it's Susie's time.
Susie's time.
But not Gatsby's time. Goodbye. Goodbye, kitten.
Oh.
Are these new glasses? They are a brand spanking
We
new
found
glasses.
Or as we entered about a half hour ago.
So, if I throw up during this episode, it's because my brain is still adjusting to these fucking glasses. They're cute, though, right?
They're very cute. I like
think
them.
they're, and, I do wash my glasses a fair amount. Do I keep my glasses from getting scratched to hell? Absolutely not. My glasses are all scratched to hell. So the first thing I noticed when I put these on, I was like, the world is clear.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Like
gonna say it's a
I'm
vampire.
like my eyes are still like adjusting, but it was still just like this bizarre like HD sort of like there's no scratches all the way across.
I can only
all of them.
imagine. Mine would be so scratched.
Oh my god.
I would not know where they are.
Thank you, Ollie. Yours are horrible in terms of scratches. Fair enough. I don't know how long these fuckers are gonna last. I had them put on anti-fogging
Ooh, for your
Coating?
masking.
instead of like extra scratch resistant, even though they're supposed to already be scratch resistant. So we'll see.
Is Glasses Update a new segment where we
Yes.
talk about how scratched they get?
Yes. So here we are. We're starting out. Look how nice and clear those are. And we'll check back in next week.
Same glasses time. Same glasses, channel. But speaking of time.
Speaking of time. That's right,
That's
everyone.
right.
It is tarot time, the part of the show where I give us a tarot reading from this beautiful Planet Scum tarot deck designed by our very own Stephen Premel. Stephen Tiberius Premel.
Stephen Ulysses Tiberius.
Yep.
Premel.
Yep. Stephen Ulysses Tiberius Premel. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Then what we're going to do is a new segment that we are bringing right here to this show. But you probably heard it on other shows that we have done, because that's right, it's the community calendar. And starting probably
Hopefully next week.
we're even gonna have, that's right, interactive plugs.
Yes.
So keep an eye out, because I just thought that would be really fun.
Yeah,
It'd be really fun.
We missed it from the old post show.
Look
We
at
wanna
all
bring
the
it
plugs.
here.
Look in that plugs channel, straight in the face.
It's your one-stop shop for everything happening in the Planet Scum community.
For everything scum.
For everything
Oh,
scummy.
yeah. We got pond scum, okay? We
Algae.
got algae scum. We got
scum.
soap scum. We got, what other kinds of scum are there?
I'm afraid to Google types of scum.
Coward?
Yes.
Do you want me to? I will
No.
pull out my phone right now.
Also, Single Walk Run made
Yeah!
Human Scum. Yeah, Single Walk Run made some amazing art for the next Case Scum Theater, which, by the way,
Hell
we'll talk about
yes.
again later, is tomorrow.
Oh.
It's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, hell
in
yeah.
Case Scum Radio, and it's an episode of the Thrilling Adventure Hour.
Hell yes.
That was part of why I was like, I'm just going to do Case Scum Calendar today.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. All right, friends. Our first card of this week. This is our, so to speak, our theme
Yes.
of the week
Our
that
theme.
we will be dealing with. And that theme is the box.
Ooh.
What's in the box? You're in the box.
love to know.
We're here in the garden of ideas. Look at that gorgeous garden. We got
It's a
lilies.
beautiful garden. Look
Beautiful
at those lilies.
roses. We have a gate, and we are being given this gift through the clouds of the box. The box represents potential. It represents an incubation period. It means setting up healthy boundaries around
Yes.
yourself and your creations.
It's very important.
And your ability to create and to get what you want
Yeah.
out of what you're doing. So that's really interesting given last week's whole, we're starting a new project. We're going forth
Yes.
into new amazingness, what with our Googie Fool.
Googie Fool. Googie Fool. Whenever I hear the word fool, I hear it as Palpatine.
Does he say fool at a certain point?
Young Fool. Only now, at the end,
Oh,
do you understand.
Okay. I shouldn't have questioned you, honestly. I was just curious at what point he said this. So let's look at our worst case scenario of the week. I'm picking up our stumbling blocks.
I'm punchy today, thanks to AHA caffeinated sparkling water.
Yeah, this is gonna be our worst case, or not worst case scenario, our stumbling blocks, the things that are getting in our way of, you know, really living in this box. The keeper is our stumbling block. Look at him.
No.
Look at the bright sun behind him, all these sunflowers
Fire.
staring at him. Look at him juggling those globes. The keeper. Yeah, what are you doing to us, Forrest?
I would love to know.
I mean, I think this is...
I mean, if this is about me, that's certainly what has to be the read.
Right? What are we holding on to that isn't serving us anymore? Is it an idea of ourselves? Is it projects we're not interested in anymore, but
Is it
we're still
AHA
hanging on
sparkling
to it?
caffeinated water?
Is it AHA sparkling caffeinated water? Are you trying to juggle both AHA sparkling caffeinated water and Gatorade?
Zero. At that. Good question. These are all good questions. Some I may know the answers to, some I don't.
What's our worst case scenario for the week?
That's a question I don't know the answer to.
Lies. He knows.
I don't know.
I was like, how fast can I make a, like, you know, like psychic reading cards thing? Like, guess what's on this card? Guess.
A member of the Planet Scum community or production team
The showrunner! That's so interesting. The showrunner was also our worst case scenario last week. Showrunner, it's usually a card of completion, a card of having all of the elements that you need in place and feeling totally in control of being able to manage those and create a completed project. This being in our...
Is it feeling like I don't have control and can't complete a project? Is that what that would mean if it's in the worst case scenario?
I mean, that is a lovely interpretation right there, Forrest.
Just because, like, I mean, if the positive... it's me trying to get my head around tarot. Because I'm like, I've been around you doing enough tarot readings. Would it be, if a card has a positive meaning, wouldn't the negative sort of generally be, it's the antithesis of that? Or not only, but is that a reading?
I think so.
That's what jumped into my mind as the stumbling block.
I mean, I think that's a personal,
As Mr. Stumbling
perfectly,
Block.
I think that's a super valid rating.
As the face of all your weekly stumbling blocks this week. I don't
So you
endorse
think
them.
you're sort of getting in the way of your ability to create this completion, to put all of these people together? Is that what you're saying is your read? I think that's super valid. I think that's super interesting.
Just the combination of juggling things and a card about completion that feels like a natural reading on it.
Yeah. And I think also the way that, you know, as a showrunner, you're juggling all of these different elements.
Yeah. The Premels love your glasses, by the way.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's a super legit reading. I think that the showrunner as a worst case scenario, it sounds like you're doing something you don't necessarily want to be doing. You do not feel like you are able to control all of the elements in place. Perhaps you're just feeling a bigger stage of like having too many balls in the air.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. It's certainly not this show. Because I have control.
Perfect control.
Right? I know where that's going. I know where it's zooming. Look, it's that great art and arm. Man, that zoom makes a lot more sense when the cat's up there.
It does. So yeah, that's a really interesting reading. Let's look at our best case scenarios for the week.
That tracks for Premel as well.
Hell yeah.
I've learned, I think, some similar things about my brain, and I understand.
Let's take a look at our best case scenario.
What is our best
Here's
case scenario,
our
and why isn't it me?
Here are our boons, the things we have in our corner, the stuff that's going right for us this week, and in our
going right?
full expression.
What's in our
of the
box is
the game. Interesting. I mean, this to me sounds like everything's coming up Millhouse or the Real House.
Do you think a relevant factor is, and I hope Ollie's still here, the fact that Triple H, the professional wrestler also known as The Game, recently announced his retirement from professional wrestling and is now more just a behind-the-scenes figure and is not going to enter the squared circle anymore?
Now, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I think, so typically when we look at the game, this is based on the Wheel of Fortune. We take it to be the game of life. You know, everything that one does is essentially flipping a coin, spinning a wheel.
Round and round.
Round and round, seeing what comes up. We have all of our lovely folks around us, but ultimately we are the ones spinning the wheel. I think this means we're lucky.
Ooh.
The world keeps on turning. The wheels keep on turning. And even if you're on the bottom, you're going to be on top eventually. Like, it's a wheel. That's the point of it. It comes around.
What goes up must come down. Spinning wheel. Round? And sources are just saying round.
And so what I think this might mean is, like, even if we sort of feel like we're juggling a bunch of balls in the air and we can't keep track of everything, like...
I think you're right, but it's a journey song.
It's a journey song. You know, the world is going to catch us. It's not like we are in a situation that is going to turn bad outside of our control.
Right.
All of the things that we need to continue doing what we're doing to achieve like a good version of the showrunner is there and is around us. And with persistence and with, patience and with time, I don't know. It sounds like we're looking pretty lucky.
That's good. You love to look lucky.
The Wheel of Fortune also represents luck in the Smith Rider-Smith deck.
And After Jeopardy in your local listings on ABC.
Precisely. Our last card here. This isn't the last card. This is our best case scenario.
Best case
card.
scenario. What's my antithesis today? Fascinating.
The
She's also
judge.
on. Do you think it's significant that she is also on the showrunner card?
I think it absolutely is significant.
Okay.
Because we have here. Oops. All right. Best case scenario?
Yeah.
No. Worst case scenario, best case scenario.
Oh, right. I was the stumbling block.
Yeah.
So you're right. The fact that the specifically is the the worst and best case scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the stumbling block. My words getting away from me as I try to say things.
I mean, a big thing about the judge card is following your gut.
Right.
Your gut knows what's up, and it also knows that the world is not fair.
No.
These lovely scales, they're behind her back, okay? Bitch is holding a fucking sword. She's ready to fucking go. She's ready to cut down that curtain and just do what she wants to do and needs to do and what she knows is right for her and for, really like what she needs to do in an unjust world, in a world where you're just going to be floating around where there's a million things to juggle. It's interesting as well that we have our juggling individual and over here the scales, a symbol of balance.
Ooh, that's a really good point.
So perhaps it's less about trying to juggle all of the things that you're interested, trying to juggle all of the elements of a project.
Right.
Instead, sort of following your gut and moving forward, knowing that you're not going to be able to control most of the elements. You can't.
I know. I
just
can't
can't.
control fire, water, earth, some air.
Some air.
I did that.
Yeah, what about blood? Are you a bloodbender?
Oh, certainly not. Certainly not. Yeah, I can control farts. It's true, Lindsay Prummel.
Some farts.
Some farts. Some are
or
surprises.
heart.
Or heart. Sound off about what you would be the Planeteer of in the chat as we continue our tarot reading.
I mean, what I'm seeing here is like letting go of control and behaving by your own judgment, understanding the world is a random place, but that there's always a chance of things coming up Thrill House. Exactly. Cardboard.
Heck yeah.
Are you a cardboard bender? I think that Mike is.
I'm not.
For sure.
I've aspired to be, but I'm much more of like a pixel bender. I'm a bit bender.
A bit bender. Let's look at our advice.
Oh, certainly, Stephen Premmel. Fascinating. That feels so in line with everything else.
The artist
Yeah.
is our advice. Look at her showing off how much she loves her stuff. Her art is being held up by two pillars of her own creation. She sits with loyalty on her lap and mystery at her feet. It's a dog and a moon. Those are what those mean.
I want to clip that.
I agree, Lindsay.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
But it's interesting because we're in this box. We're trying to get all our shit together so that we can walk out of the Garden of Ideas and take whatever this is forwards.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Precisely.
And I think we have to remember that we are artists.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're making art. And following your gut, letting the world just kind of spin, kind of is about that, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than trying to have too much control, too tight of a grip on that which you're hoping to create. Rather than kind of letting it flow, you know, like water. She is sitting before this vast sort of placid body of water representing the unconscious, the deep, the uncontrollable.
Interesting that art was the final piece of it, because, you know, you might even say, Forrest, heart's art. My heart arts. Much like Fluval hearts farts. What's up?
That's a lot of slander right there.
Oh, I didn't mean that last part. I was just trying
You know,
to...
that might be libel in a court of law.
I was just trying to phrase it in a way that Premel would remember.
Just saying.
It's just a mnemonic. Mnemonics don't have to be true. My, I don't have an Aunt Judy. That's part of some mnemonics.
Which one?
I don't remember, so it's not a good one, clearly.
And mnemonic is spelled with a P?
No.
He just spelled mnemonic with like with a PN, like
Oh, that's not Aunt Judy.
like pulmonary.
No, it's with an MN. I spelled it pneumatic. Like pneumatic.
Yeah.
Aunt Evie cooks grits. I don't have an Aunt Edie. Evie.
What's Aunt Evie cooks grits?
It's for guitar. It's for ukulele tuning.
Oh, okay.
Eggnog gets better every February is for reading music. That's like clearly not true. Like, that's clearly not true.
Pneumonia, yeah.
Good birds don't always fly. Well, that one's true.
Penguins.
Grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. Are we sure?
Yeah, look, I've never seen the inside of a cabin when I'm on a flight.
Every good boy loves fudge was the one I learned.
What's that?
It's guitar tuning.
Oh.
Like, it's music again.
Oh.
But, you know, every average dude gets better eventually. That's just, like, not true. That's another one for guitar strings.
These are all for guitar.
Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Well, that was true. But anyway, so that took us through tarot time, which means it's time for our new segment where we go through the K-Scum community calendar. Which is right here at planetscum.live/radio. And so later today, as we mentioned, after Space Wizards Live, there's the Space Wizards After Party.
Woo!
With Emily and I. And then tomorrow, as we talked about earlier, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on K-Scum Radio, there is, of course, the newest K-Scum Theater, which is the Thrilling Adventure Hour again, where we'll be reading a Philip Fathom and Desdemona Hughes episode. And go check out Plug's thread on the Discord to sign up for that. And on Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, it's a Thought Forms with Nick, etc., which is a great panel show all about music.
Ooh.
And then Smules in Session is Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, where you get to listen to your Discord buds sing karaoke using the app you all know, Smule. I know everyone who I see is here is very familiar with that show. But check it out. And on Sunday, April 3rd at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, it's the Planet Scum Weekly Brief with Uncle Bryce and Jess and me, your admin team. And then on Monday, April 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, it's Even an Android Can Cry with Susie and TV's Nick Minnick, where they're going to talk all about, I believe, Moon Knight.
Ooh.
The new show where Oscar Isaac does this accent.
He does.
He sure does. Apparently there's also a lot of feet in it. Someone posted about it on the Discord. I don't know. And then this is actually, the next show on after that is actually April... Okay, yes, they're talking about Moon Knight Episode 1. Thank you, Mike. And then on Thursday, April 7th, it's Get to Know Your Pals 4 with Ollie and Macaroni, where you get to talk to your Discord buds and get to know them just a little better. And next week, we want to bring in more plugs and stuff, but because this is a little liquor
A little liquor.
Episode of We Are Trash People, as Stephen Premel coined it. We just don't have time to really do the full thing because we got to get out of here.
But we're making really good time.
We're making good time. We flew through this.
So let's do the other segment that we wanted to do.
Let's do another regular segment.
Which is, I guess we can do that.
Well, what did you want to do?
I wanted to go through the plugs thread.
Yeah, you're right.
I wanted to pull up the plugs thread and we could just scroll through and read all the things.
Well, I'll
which
scroll.
Is cool.
I can scroll through, but I can't. I can't do the screen share of it.
Oh, you can't screen share.
No,
Why?
but one thing I want to mention is that
Why not?
Hex on.
Is there a good reason?
People don't realize that we're going to, and that's the thing of I think it's fine.
It's on a public
That's true.
forum.
But anyway, Hex on.
What?
Hex. You're probably right. But Hex on.
It's all posts that these 8 humans watching
seen.
us have
Hex
written.
on Wednesdays does live streams where he edits the Planet Scum weekly recap.
They're really fun.
And they're very fun.
They say want someone
It's
to
also not
co-work
public
with in
technically
the
because you have to
background
sign on,
today.
be a trash person.
Oh, fair
to get
enough,
it.
I guess.
And
But
then-
that's to commute.
It's fine. And I also want to.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. When
I want to bring up that Ian Abramson, who was a recurring guest on Who Wants 269, he frequently lost after the first question. He's been doing a lot of cool shows on Twitch recently. Last night, he did an art show with 2 of his friends where they took suggestions from the audience and then drew themes around them. Like they did a face-off poster with Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog.
we will give Gamaga.
I'll give Gamaga your
best.
best, Blogtoven.
We will.
And yeah, Ian tried to be the fastest loser.
Yeah, did his best.
And then he did some things around Hungary. And every Friday, so his Twitch streams sort of build to a special show every Friday.
Yes.
He's done a play with community members. This Friday, the theme is campfires and pizza. So people can bring 5 minutes of any campfire-esque material.
And tomorrow, he'll be playing a game.
We'll be playing the Ungame.
And you might see
That's
a certain pineapple.
A certain pineapple may be there.
Excellent pre-show to Kinesis show tomorrow. Hell yes. And I do just want to say that last night's, I've never even seen one. McDougs, should I watch one before playing this game?
Because one was just posted on YouTube, so there is one that you'd be able to watch.
And let's all remember also that this human right here,
Okay, no.
not a trained comedian, not a
really,
practiced
it'll be really
comedian,
fun going in blind, says Dave McDougal.
not even this one right here passed Improv 102.
So did I.
That is the extent.
It's the Ungame. You answer questions and stuff. It's not a competitive. it's not a competitive game. To be clear,
It's like if I'm gonna be playing Jackbox,
it's not that
I might get a couple of zingers in there, but
It's not that kind of game.
no.
No, it's not that kind of game. It's like a therapy.
Okay, I'm really
to,
excited
learn about
too.
people and stuff. It's not. It's different.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm really excited though.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And last night's art party show was the perfect post show
Yeah, it was
to Mary's.
great to watch right after Mary, and it starts at 6-ish. So it starts basically right around the time Mary ends. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out there.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
We may rate it
super
soon
funny.
as Planet Scum. We'll
Super
see.
fun, very Mary vibes.
Yes.
We were watching it and I'm like, Mary needs to be on this show.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I loved that.
Stephen
I loved
Premel. That killed me. It was
great.
just me being like, Mary is an icon.
Absolutely.
Truly.
And then the next plug in the thread is actually to check out World's Hottest Goss, a daytime talk show at night. And any Planet Scum fan might be especially interested in last Monday's because Pat the Hat Kottner
On a
was,
stick.
The expert about things on a stick.
Yep.
On the World's Hottest Goss. So
And it was amazing.
That's available on the Board Castle's YouTube.
Say what?
Say what? Indeed.
Indeed, Stephen Premel. Indeed, Stephen Bartholomew. Tiberius Ulysses Premel.
The whole episode was very good as well. Everyone else was great, but I wanted to highlight the fact that Kottner was on just because I know that, y'all like him.
Stephen Ulysses Tiberius.
You're welcome. And thank you also.
Bartholomew. Campion Premel. Yes.
Thank you for all the clips and stuff you cut out for it.
Oh
too,
my gosh.
McDougal. It's
Thank
really
you,
exciting
McDougal.
and it's
Yes.
just really cool.
It is
And
really
I
cool.
loved your fan art, Jess, and that was actually what
That was
inspired
hilarious.
our fan submission as well.
We
I'll pull it up. We did it on the We Are Trash People Twitter.
we were at a Safeway. So because we're moving into the attic, we need crap. So
We took Kinesis'
suggestion, which was the most brilliant thing, which was look on fucking Facebook Marketplace to see who's giving shit away. We have 2 rugs and a standing desk on wheels,
Yeah.
motherfuckers, for free for
This
people
is-
being like, yes, please take this thing from me. And we ended up in a Safeway, and it wasn't like our usual Safeway, so I got ridiculously lost in that Safeway and found sticks.
Also, yeah, Dave McDougal's highlighting Riley McCarthy, who's one of the best, who's a great guest on the Board Castle, off and on as
oh
Robert
my
Pattinson.
God, they're
And
like my favorite person.
Has a new show coming to the Board Castle on Sundays sometime in the future, which I'm incredibly excited about because that'll be the first.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it was revealed on this week's show.
And I just wasn't paying attention
you
to
just
that
weren't paying
part.
attention.
I got so excited when I saw Robert Pattinson.
Well, 'cause
was on.
we were-
They're so funny.
Yeah, they're so.
They
great.
are so funny. Like, I literally think about them playing Daniel Radcliffe like at least once a day.
I love the Robert Pattinson
lately.
with their jawbones and drawn on. They like Sharpie on jawbones.
They
and
Sharpie
everything.
on like jawbones and the
That's
thing, and then
great.
they do the voices, and it's fucking hilarious. They're amazing.
And Lie Pie posted on the Planet Plugs thread on the Discord about having baskets, books, and doodles. Oh my! On their Twitch channel. That was a bit ago. But check it out. That was also on Monday.
Oh, that's
it looks
cool.
Like. But check
Wait,
that
who's
out.
that person?
I'm not as familiar. We'll have to look into. Maybe we can invite them
Yeah,
on a
baskets
future.
and books and doodles.
We
Wait,
can try
wait.
to-
Can you go to the Twitch channel and we'll
Sure.
see if there's the description?
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, y'all, they're making baskets. They're weaving baskets.
Yeah, I'll share.
Oh my
I'll screen
God,
share
that's
their
really
Twitch.
cool.
This looks really cool. I want to talk to them
I
for sure.
love watching weaving.
And they have a Discord too.
Ooh, and they have a little puppy.
And they have their donations go to the Remy/Catboy Fund.
Which may be their animal companion, who is absolutely
that's really
adorable.
cool. They have
Hi,
stickers you can pop
I'm
hello, I'm Lai. I started
Lai.
streaming in December 2020 as a way to connect with people. I
Ah.
play a variety of games.
art.
The art is by they
oh.
were saying that the profile art is by someone on Twitter. Their schedule's a little
Wilmington.
infrequent, so you should definitely just like keep an eye out.
Yeah,
And
people,
then, yeah.
please go follow that channel.
They've played games. They've made baskets. This is so cool.
That is so
They've
cool.
played Power Wash Simulator. It's a game where you power wash things.
And they make a basket.
And they make baskets.
in that
This
same
is so
stream.
cool.
Love that.
I love this.
Love that.
So definitely check that out. And then we
I
had
wanna
talk
make a basket.
about
My hands
who
are so
is-
fucked, y'all. When I just think about how valuable I would be to my hunter-gatherer community.
Also, it came out. It was confirmed by Sam Hodge that the GLTS Atlanta show is now moved to July 17th.
Hell yeah.
And to keep an eye out for tickets, which will go sale on May 15th. And yes, the World's Hottest Goss had Riley McCarthy, Kyle Adams, and then Pat the Hat. Because now the themes are based around holidays that happen to fall on each Monday where a show is happening.
Oh, I have a plug.
What's your plug?
My plug is that when we were telling, my family came to see us from Chicago. Of course, they're like, so what do you do with your time, cousins? And we're like, well, because of course, I'm trying to explain to my, older cousins who are the parents of the younger cousins who are a lawyer and a doctor. What the fuck we do. And I'm sitting here with like new blue hair, like, please let me continue to speak to the children. We're like, well, we do these shows. And there's this one show. It's the George Lucas talk show. Now, that actually gets like a really big audience. And it's hosted by, they're like, George Lucas?
Like,
We're like, no.
George Lucas?
It's comedian George Lucas and co-host this actor Griffin Newman. He plays Watto. Wow. And I say it like this because I don't expect people to know who Watto is. And of course, the two adults are like, And the 11-year-old goes, oh yeah, Watto. He's Anakin's slave owner. He owns the junk shop on Tatooine. And I'm
looks
just
like a bug.
yes. So plug to her.
Yes.
She's awesome. And then the older one, there's like an 11-year-old and like a 14-year-old. She said that she likes my energy and expressed a lot of joy and fascination at learning in her history class that gender is a social construct.
As is money.
Yes.
Yeah. I also want to share a realization I came to in Ian Abramson's Twitch channel last night, because understandably, when I'm in as often happens when I'm contributing
Junk shop on Martha's Vineyard.
as often happens when I'm contributing to a Twitch chat, it became about Star Wars. Because they were talking about like masturbation jokes, and I brought up the Jedi Master Soon Bates. Jedi Master Bates, who was included in a script to test if an editor was paying attention.
They were not.
They were not. Because he made it to being part of Legends canon. And eventually Watto came up. And I realized, before we go
Sorry,
into
there's
that,
like a fun
I realized
Blacktoven story.
Anakin is Watto's bodega cat.
I forgot about
Where he's there
just to kind of like
to
be
hang
of
out
interest.
and be of interest to people who come in. Yeah, he's Anakin Skywalker has his arc from bodega cat to Dark Lord of the Sith.
That's why he kept two slaves who seemingly do nothing for. I mean, Anakin
Shmi must
does
do stuff.
seem to do some
Shmi
stuff for
must do
him.
stuff.
I feel like Anakin. I
Anakin
always
does.
got the
Anakin-
impression
no,
that
that's
he
why
was
it's a
doing
joke.
a lot of
He
the
does.
work
He does. He does all the maintenance.
because he
and
just happens to be.
Yeah, I think he restores all
clever
the
enough.
droids and stuff too. Like,
and that's
I think,
which is interesting that Watto, owner of two slaves, one of which is a child,
Right.
therefore imminently physically controllable, genius enough to build their own fucking droid
and pod racer.
and a pod racer while working in a jump shop that he's like willing. I mean, of course, you know.
Also, they
there
really,
was a big situation. That ship, that Naboo ship, wow, shiny.
They also underlined how weird it is that Watto just had a bomb in them and was willing to blow them up.
Lawrence sack.
Oh, Lord. And Blocktoven pointed out that yesterday Blocktoven wore his Law & Order shirt the other day, and a friend who had no knowledge of Planet Scum thought it was very funny and took a picture of him wearing it, which I love.
Oh, similar thing happened to me at the weed shop down the street.
Yes, with
I was wearing the Baphomet shirt, and the security guard was like, "I know that guy. I know him. He's like the devil guy, right?" And I'm like, and he reads it, and he's like, Baphomet? Because, you know, it's a word. And I'm like, oh, it's Baphomoth because it's like a typo. Isn't that funny? And he goes, oh my God. He like cracked up. He's like, I see the wings. I see the... And now he calls me Baphomoth. And it makes me happy.
Baphomet. I love it. I love when the weird in Planet Scum in-jokes become
Just like things that people
appreciated
like.
by other people because the shirts themselves are funny enough. Mm-hmm. That's what I always hoped for with Watt and stuff. I'm like, how dumb.
Watt is just funny.
Watt's great. I love
There's
Watt.
nothing unfunny. You could know nothing about like humanity.
Yeah.
And look at a picture of Watt and just be like, that's like a ridiculous looking shape.
I loved that Stephen Premmel. Like Rachel
That
literally
was
said, my buddy Steve,
insane.
I love
I lost
all of
my
her,
mind.
all of her like natural GLTS references have been great.
You know, we tanged Eggy Fart. Of course, I cannot confirm whether you're a troll or not, but
I can't
you know
wait
what?
for that either, Blocktoven.
We all will die a slow and painful death. Prove yourself to be funny. No, that's pretty funny. You'll only get banned if you say something shitty next.
But I love, it's been great seeing Rachel through the entire awards season just dropping GLTS
right?
references the whole time. Right?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was incredible. Like, I still can't believe that happened. Like, I know it did. Like, I saw it. And it's just
And when you
wild.
think about it, it's like of course, like we've seen our boys, like they're so charming.
Oh, for sure.
They're the most charming boys. Like part of the joy of watching the George Lucas talk show is watching random people be like entirely charmed by our boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And being like, those are our boys.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely a huge part of the joy of it. And you're right. They could have just been sharing some Mountain Goats lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love the boys. Also, I highly recommend checking out Gail Simone, the comic book writer's thread on Twitter, because she saw GLTS on the Joko cruise and has an amazing story of the first time she saw George, Watto, and Patrick. And I don't want to spoil it, but I retweeted it as Planet Scum. So definitely check that out. It's Stephen Premmel agreeing. It's such a good story. And she was on the show there as well. She was their guest on the cruise. And so...
That is
And Gail's
so
a delight.
awesome.
Gail's a great follower.
I don't know who that person is.
She's a comic book writer. She's written, like...
Would I recognize any of the names? Should we
don't-
Google it?
we
Let's
don't-
Google.
We'll Google it, but we legitimately...
We have like... It's
did-
5:43.
She had a whole
We have
Power
maybe
Girl.
like 10 more minutes of show
She had
before
a
we can
whole-
like...
Birds of Prey,
Ooh!
Batgirl, Red Sonja, The Secret Six. She was the longest running female writer on Wonder Woman.
Oh.
She wrote
Oh,
Simpsons
wow.
comics, Deadpool. Like, legitimately, Gail is the...
Wow.
We do not have time left to go through all of the great things that she has written.
Wow.
Like,
That's really
yeah.
cool. Everyone look her up. I'm
She
definitely
wrote
going to
it.
be looking
She
her
wrote
up.
Birds of Prey from issue 56 to 108. She
She is one of the most influential...
women in the comic
women in
book
the
industry.
comic. I was like, she's one of the most influential
Like,
writers, and I bet she is also. But they had to say, you know,
I believe she's the one who like created the. Yeah, she created the "women in refrigerators" term. Because her blog was called "Women in Refrigerators," based on an issue of Green Lantern, where he found his girlfriend in the fridge, and like she is the one who popularized that term.
that is sick.
Like,
Thank
she's
you, McDougal,
iconic.
for the
and
link.
Thank you, McDougal. I'll pull that up. She's an iconic writer.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
here the link is to the thread. So check that out there. I mean, we can go through it together actually. Potentially.
Yeah, sure. If there's, are there
not
any
a
more
long-
plugs that are in the
Oh
plugs
yeah, let's
thread
go
that are
back to
coming
the
up?
plugs thread actually, because you can look at the thread yourself.
Because we got World's Hottest Goss. Ooh, TV's Nick Minnick. This is for the show.
Thought Forms.
Yes, right?
Is this for Thought Forms? Like this is from his other show. Or is this for Thought Forms? It's not specifically labeled as being for Thought Forms.
Make sure to remind me when you get time to do tonight's Orphan. This is interesting. So that was actually a Google Doc link in a reply to Eric Germ.
No. I know what
about
this is.
Deep Space 69.
This is a link of the times and the topics that when these topics come up, he requests to be tagged.
Oh,
Like when
I love that.
when vanilla comes up, because he has been bold in his I agree with steadfast claim that it is a flavor. When
Pug
Mitski
making
comes
WAP
up-
references.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
When Pug, Judge Pug, Pug, our friend Pug, references the song WAP, how romantic Ham is. When
Quite romantic.
when Deep Space 69 gets to season 6 episode 24, so they can talk about the cameo by Michelle Krusik from the film Saving Face without it being a spoiler. It's great. The band Mustard Plug, the ska band Mustard Plug. It's a very fun list. Check it out in the plugs thread as well.
Deep Space 69.
Yeah,
We
and
got a
then
plug for that.
that
We
happened.
got There Will Be
We missed
Poems.
it. It was last week.
Damn.
We missed it on Sunday. It was on Sunday.
Oh, because it was Sunday.
Yeah. But
It was my
it
bubby's
was your
birthday.
bubby's birthday. And we were there instead.
We were there.
That's also why I wasn't at the brief last week.
My poor older cousin came all the way from Chicago only to immediately get hit with allergies so bad that the entire family took 3, like individually, they each took 3 COVID tests.
And all came back negative. But yeah, so that was I felt very bad. But that's I think that takes us back to about the past week.
Sweet.
Another show that happens on Fridays is Wizworld Live.
Oh, yeah.
That happens a little before Radio Free Multiverse, and it's some similar sort of mystical sci-fi genre stuff, so be sure to check that out.
Oh, and this Friday on Radio Free
Yes.
Multiverse, and that is, in fact, The
2-year anniversary of Planet Scum,
Oh, I was going to say it's April 1st.
which is April
And
1st.
y'all should be pretty excited for our secret theme
Yes.
of the night.
Our
If
secret
you
theme of
happen
the
to
night.
like perhaps people who sing inappropriate songs at the Oscars.
If you like
that are-
animated sitcoms about a dopey father,
And sassy
have a
sassy babies
you have a sassy baby,
who have pets who are also a little sassy.
and have an older brother and sister,
Yes.
be sure to check
The
that out.
3-person family.
Check out the 5-person family.
The hilarious cast of Neighbors.
Fun Neighbors.
A local bar that they go to. Can we talk about the idea we can't do anymore? Damn it, Jess, you guessed it.
Oh, it's Bobby's World, don't you know? We're doing 15 questions all about Bobby's World.
What's Bobby's World?
It was Howie Mandel's animated show about...
Am I correct in this facial expression about him, or am I conflating him with someone else? Because Howard Stern was also a judge.
Howie Mandel did Deal or No Deal. He used to put a rubber glove on his head. This is 80s comedy was weird. I loved Bobby's World as a kid. There was a superhero that was like Captain Squash or something. It was like just like it was that like one of those like 90s shows about like a little kid. He rode a tricycle through the house in the intro.
Oh,
and they
I
were
remember
very
that.
Midwestern.
The issue was I grew up listening to Howard Stern
They feuded,
because
I believe.
I was restricted from access to the internet,
Yes, they did.
but allowed to listen to that in the car with my mother. And he, of course, is an incredibly neurotic person who was hosting or judging America's Got Talent with Howie Mandel, another incredibly neurotic person.
I also
So I've
want
heard a lot of stories.
I also want to highlight that.
But of course, the source of those stories.
if you loved the first Eric Extravaganza on Friday, April 29th,
Oh, hell yeah!
at 9 p.m. Eastern, Eric is doing another one. And also, that's also the day where Kenise is recording her album. So if you're in New
hell
York,
yeah.
you can go to Union Hall and check that out. Oh, yeah. It was a great idea. I'll mention it. Mike's idea was that we would do a series of questions that were all multi-selects, but we would not
which is a
acknowledge
really,
it.
really good, like a really good
I
idea.
believe that was the idea.
That was what we were going to do, and then we had to come up with
And
what
then-
we're going to do this time. But I think that
And then we're
keeping the
not
theme
on-
secret,
We're not on Kahoot, so we can't.
we're going to be a little lucky that we're
Or was it
a
that there was-
family show.
Or was it that they were answers? There were questions where there was no correct answer. I think it was the.
I think it was going to be they were all multi-selects.
Yeah. Yeah.
A family dog? Huh. What an interesting guess, Stephen Premmel.
What a guess!
What a guess.
What a guess! But
We
thank
have
you
about
all
like 5 more minutes before we should sign up.
Yeah.
So that everyone can get
to Planet
over to
Scum
Twitch
Live.
to Planet Scum Live. Remember to join us for Grand Trivia. Remember to check out Ian Abramson's channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, every weeknight. Remember tomorrow to join the Discord and Mike and
K-Scum
Steven
Theater.
for K-Scum Theater,
Which is again doing an episode of the Thrilling Adventure Hour,
which is fun.
which is very exciting. Go. And of course, join us for the Space Wizards After Party.
And does anyone have any plugs for us to read out?
Yeah, do you have any plugs right now for us to read out?
Because what we were thinking of doing is next week, when we have a little more time, we have scheduled prospectively an interview, but I do want to check with that person that they're still available. But then also we might just dump the link of joining the StreamYard
like
so
Riley
that
has done recently.
yeah, so during like the plugs time, if anyone has something that they would like to plug, they can come in and plug.
Exactly, which I think is a great idea.
I'm so clever. My cousin's the one who is a doctor had a really funny thing about like profession versus hobby. So she's like, and what do you do for your profession? And I'm like, be disabled. I mean, shows, let the children come stay with me. I will influence good, please. They are already much smarter and better at things than I.
Well, I work on
But it was funny because they're dancers, the kids.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
well,
Mike
and she's
says,
like, no, you are dancers.
Right. You're not
but dancing is not your profession.
Right.
You're not a dancer
Right.
if you choose to not be a professional
You
dancer.
can do an art form and still be an artist without it being your career.
And it was
which I
very
thought was
cute
very sweet of her
to see of
underscore.
like mother with like
Yeah.
two little girls who are, they're not little, but they are very good friends too, which was adorable. I'm just so happy.
They also had a very cute habit of thanks, hun. Well, one of them did. I called people hun and sweetie, and it was adorable. But yeah,
they watched
Mike,
Gilmore Girls together.
Mike says go see Everything Everywhere All at Once if it's playing near you, which I saw described as the best multiversal comedy film of all time. And I'm like, well, what other ones are there?
Yeah, we haven't made any films yet.
What is it? Four Doors? Sliding Doors is kind of... Well, no, that's just
Into the
that's just sides.
Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is funny as fuck.
That's true. Buckaroo Banzai, you're right. Great film. It's supposed to go wide this next weekend, says Mike, so be sure to check it out. We want to. We'll be seeing it as soon as we can at the drive-in.
Was Buckaroo
Banzai?
Buckaroo Bill, was that the name of the individual in
thinking
The
Buffalo
Power
Bill?
of the Dog?
No, that's Bronco Henry.
Bronco Henry. All right. Bronco Henry is a much funnier name.
Take that, Buckaroo Banzai. Your name's not as funny as Bronco Henry. We San Jose does. San Jose and Concord and Sacramento do, but we don't.
We do not. Who gave that
the
dog power?
Who?
Who?
Who? Who?
Who? Who?
Who?
And if you want to meet a really sweet business dog, go to Dog Eared Books in San Francisco
That's a used
on
bookstore.
Valencia Street. There is a
Big
real
old
cute black
cute
dog, like serious black looking little
Yeah.
pointy
Looks a
eared
bit like Ace
creature.
the Bat Hound.
Yeah, that is a much better.
And it is the kind of dog where you scratch its belly, it turns around and goes, "Why'd you stop? Why'd you stop?" I think we're 5 minutes out from the Space Wizards, so I think it's time for us to say good night and good
claw.
claw.